Hey everybody, Kimberly Gaffney here, Kimberly Gaffney Associates Realty. This here video is about my background and my resume. Just kind of in my own words, but I do have a notepad just so I don't go off and just talk for half an hour, okay? Because people do like to talk about themselves, but I'm just gonna get to the point here, okay? Um, so I hope that if you watch my video, you'll post a comment or whatever. Say something nice, but if you don't have nothing nice to say, just roll on. Okay. So, my first video I did today was talking about agents' appearances and things like that. So, let me tell you, I could just start off right off the bat and tell you my experience. Let's do that. Um, you got to count from the point of time that you start taking your real estate classes. Okay. So, that's a 60-hour class to get your license. You got to pass that class. Then there's, when I was in it, then there's another 30 hours you have to do. So that's 90 hours. So that's 2 weeks right there if you just put it all together. And then, then you got to start training and all that. And it's just continuing ed, continuing ed, continuing ed. But I have been doing real estate about 20 years. And then before that, I had went to college for the first time in my 40s and got a 2-year degree in a business management. In that particular business management curriculum, we learned about contract law. We learned about how to do bookkeeping, how to run a business, how to manage people. I mean, you name it. If you've been in a business management class, you know what I mean. But I had to take all kind of other stuff too just to get my degree. Um, I'm still thinking about going back to school to get my bachelor's degree and go on to be an attorney. Um, but y'all, I'm old. I don't know. Do I want to travel or do I want to go to law school? I don't know. By the time I get my law degree, um, I'm gonna be too old to travel. So it might probably a good idea, right? Anyway, um, I'm looking at my notes. Okay, so the business degree, I didn't even know what I wanted to be at that point in time. I was in my 40s. I had went through a divorce, and I had just done different types of jobs growing up. But my main focus at the when I was married, I worked in what is called logistics. I handled international and domestic and national freight for major companies here in North and South Carolina. One of the companies I worked for was a German company, so I did have to deal with a lot of people from Germany that came over. And it was all about shipping. Get these orders out. I mean, we were shipping truckloads of orders all the time at this one particular place in Charlotte. And I had to do air freight, emergency freight, you name it. I had to do all that. And I loved it. I mean, I got to meet and talk with all different walks of life and different nationalities. Okay. Then I actually got a position at a new company here in Rock Hill, South Carolina called TMA. TMA is Transaxle Manufacturing Company, which is a division of John Deere. Y'all know who John Deere is, okay? So I worked in the office there, and I was not the logistics manager. I was not the what would you call it? Yeah, I wasn't the logistics manager, but I was the logistics coordinator, right up under the main manager that handled shipping, receiving, um, the shipping department, the trucks. I mean, all of that. It's logistics. If you've ever worked in logistics, you know what I'm talking about. And I love doing that. I love that job. But that particular company is, they are shipping to India a lot, back and forth, and or shipping from India. And the other thing was that the owners of that particular company, they were from Japan. So we had to follow Japanese protocol. I guess that's what you call it. Every morning we had to do certain things every morning. Everybody, the warehouse people and the office people, we had to do these Japanese things in the morning to get us going, and we had to stretch and all this kind of stuff. So it was good. While I worked there, my manager told me, he said, "You're too smart to be doing the job you're doing. You need to get your degree." And I said, "Well, I know, but I'm going to school. I'm trying to get it between working and raising two kids by myself. It's kind of hard, but I'm working on it." So, y'all, it took me 4 years going part time at night and online to get a 2 year degree from York Technical College. Okay. And I graduated in 2006. I was 44 years old. Okay. I'll be 64 this year. Um, I think I was 44. Anyway, it don't matter. Anyway, I'm old now. But I think I'm old. Now, if you're 64 and you don't think you're old, that's you. But I'm just saying I'm old by the number. But anyway, point being is I had goals, but every obstacle in the world would come around and just make it take time. And you know what? It was okay. I knew that there was a higher power leading me to do what I needed to do. Now this video has been 6 minutes, so I've told you what my major background was, and then I got into real estate. But I have to tell you a story about that. So I'm just gonna keep this one rolling for a minute. My last day of college, I had to go take an exam. And I told you I normally went to night school or did stuff online. I am on my way, and I went out of my house down 3 steps, and it had been raining, and I fell. And I broke my leg and my ankle so bad that I had to call an ambulance to come get me. I mean, I couldn't move. I was stuck on my patio, not patio, the walkway. I was stuck on the walkway. Thank God I had my pocketbook and my phone in my hand, this hand, and my keys in this hand. And anyway, called an ambulance, called my son. He was staying with his daddy at the time. And anyway, I got put in a wheelchair. I was what they call a non-weight bearing cast for 6 weeks. And my orthopedic surgeon says, "I recommend that you find another line of work because you are going to have a lot of problems." I done had problems with my knee, the opposite leg, where I had failed at transaxle manufacturing and busted up my knee real bad. So now both my legs is messed up, right? So while I'm in a wheelchair for 6 weeks, I'm thinking, okay, I'm finished. When I got out of the emergency room, I went straight to York Tech, and they wheeled me in one of those school chairs with the wheels. My sons wheeled me in there, and I took my last exam, and the teacher's like, "Are you sure you able to do this?" I said, "I got to. If I don't do it today, I can't graduate." So I sit there on morphine and whatever else they had given me in the hospital, and was having to do this exam. And I don't even remember what the class was about, to be honest with you, so long ago. But that's how determined I was. I had my leg propped up in one chair, and it's in a splint, and it was just so I had to tell you the rest of that story. So when I got my cast off, I told my doctor, "I know what I want to do. I've always wanted to do it." He said, "What's that?" "I want to be a realtor." He said, "I think you'd be a good one." I talked to my mama. She said, "I think you'll be a good one." And y'all, that was the first time my mama had ever told me anything positive about my life. She told me I should have went to law school, but I couldn't afford it. So anyway, that's how I got into real estate. I broke my leg and had to sit for 6 weeks and think about what did I want to do with the rest of my life at age 44. All right, go to part 2. Now I'm going to give you some more information.